Kentucky's lone Democratic Congressman, his name is Morgan McGarvey. This is a guy that supports pretty progressive causes, including the legalization of marijuana, general government-provided health care, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He came out strong. That is the kind of Democrat, in my humble opinion, and I don't know much about this guy, just know about what he did at this press conference. But right here, one day after these mass killings, he had no problem making sure that it wasn't political, but humane. He pointed out that while Republicans are very happy to be banning books and all these things, where they should be concentrating on providing safety for the American people, they're not. This is how we should have progressives. This is how we should have Democrats talk. I want you to listen to this, and then we'll take it on the other side.
I am a person of faith. I was raised in the church. We've raised our kids in the church. Please, if you are a person of faith and you want to give us your thoughts and your prayers, we want them and we need them. Our community is hurting. But we need policies in place that will keep this from happening again, so that thoughts and prayers do not have to be offered to yet another community ripped apart by the savage violence coming from guns. Look at what's happening. I had somebody tell me the other day, don't make this political. Fine, don't make this political. People's lives aren't political. Public safety isn't political. Put those policies in place that put people first. People over guns, kids over guns, public safety over guns. Because that is what we need to address this problem. I'm an optimist. Maybe to be a Democrat in Kentucky, you have to be. But I have seen us come together in the state legislature where I served before being elected to Congress, working with some of my conservative colleagues to introduce crisis aversion rights retention laws that would help temporarily remove firearms from people in crisis. This investigation is dynamic, it is ongoing. But we know this shooter purchased an AR-15 rifle on April 4th. We know he left a note. We know he texted or called at least one person to let them know he was suicidal and contemplating harm. But we don't have the tools on the books to deal with someone who is an imminent danger to themselves or to others. We can do this. We can come together at the federal level, working with each other to solve this problem, which is impacting all of us in a uniquely American way. And get universal background checks so that people who shouldn't have a gun can't buy one. That we are taking weapons of war off of our streets. That we are helping people who are in crisis. That is not a political issue, but it becomes one when Kentucky Republicans would rather ban books and pronouns and then make Kentucky a sanctuary state for weapons. We are hurting. And no matter what policy we pass, no, it will not bring back these people. This will not bring back our friends, our neighbors, and our loved ones. We will continue to get the resources for our community that we need. And we will continue to work to make sure that we have the policies in place that keep other families, other loved ones, other kids from going through this tragedy again.
Now, he even made a funny joke. He said he's a hopeful guy. And he said, I guess if you are a Democrat running in Kentucky, you must be hopeful. And he did win in a tight race, a seat, as well as, Louisville also has a Democratic mayor, fairly progressive mayor. So all in all, I think if more politicians would be fearless in calling for the banning of these weapons of war, if more would come out with pointing out that most Americans believe in having good, sensible weapons of war control, I think we would make a very big dent in what's going on today. But right now, as it turns out, we have a field that is just being obliterated by the NRA. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.